Ever since there were sports teams, there have been fans there to watch and support their team through both the good and the bad. But what makes these fans so dedicated to their teams? Why do we cheer for these teams? What are the origins of their fandom? To better understand these questions, we decided to go to one of the biggest and craziest fan bases in the world, the Bills Mafia. Despite their supportive fan base, the Bills have endured a long streak of losing seasons. One of the most iconic series of losses refers back to the 4 consecutive Super Bowl losses from 1990 to 1993. The Bills Mafia is famous for being one of the most energetic fan bases in the world, which draws the question as to why so many fans are devoted to a team with a less than stellar record. To see why these fans throw themselves through tables, light themselves on fire, and most importantly, still keep faith in their team, we went to the place where they watch the games to understand why they do what they do.
The passion for the Bills started for me probably in the womb of my mom. It's just because I was born and raised out there. It's just one of those things that was inbred in it, just brought into me.
I do this every week because I love this place here. I'm always going to be loyal to this location here, and it's just, I've become friends with every last one of the fans here for the past 12 years, so this has been my extended family now. My name is John Curran, and I'm a lifelong fan of the Bills. I grew up in Buffalo, and I have been a lifelong fan. My dad brought me into the Bills, and I've been a Bills fan since I was like 5 years old. I remember watching Bills games just as a kid in the living room with my dad, and just having a great time. I would go back, I'm old, so I would go back to probably O.J. Simpson and Curtis Brown, who is also a running back.
My dad grew up in Buffalo, and he made his only 2 girls Buffalo Bills fans. My family and I would watch him every Sunday, and now my sister and I live here in Dallas, and we watch them together every weekend.
I grew up in central New York, and a few hours, probably 3 hours from Buffalo, and we always would get Bills games on TV.
This is the CBS Sunday Night News. Bill Plant reporting, good evening. Super Bowl 28 ended tonight in Atlanta as a football tragic comedy, with the Dallas Cowboys rallying to beat the Buffalo Bills 30-13. The Bills returned home as the only American pro team in any sport to lose the championship showdown 4 consecutive times.
My earliest memory as a Bills fan is going to be a very sad one.
Grass, 47 yards. 8 seconds left. No good. Wide right.
It was the 4 straight Super Bowl losses. Games were obviously on Sunday night, school the next morning, so I would usually be allowed to stay until about halftime. And my mom would then send me to bed, and I would wake up in the morning to a yellow sticky note at my spot on the dining room kitchen table. And it would always say, Bills score, Cowboys score, Redskins score, whatever it is. And always the other team would have more points than the Bills.
I think it all started listening to my dad yell at the TV on Sunday afternoons. I can remember him screaming, "Not another interception," was Joe Ferguson. And I think my grandfather also had a big part in this, because we would go after a Bills loss to the house up in Lewiston, New York. And I remember him sipping on a Labatt's going, "Are we ever going to win the Super Bowl?" And I think that instilled with me a sense of the Bills are part of my family, and I have to like them even if they lose, because we're never going to stop loving the Bills. It's a part of our family.
We are a dedicated bunch. We have been fans through all the hard years. Everywhere I go, and I've been to other cities. I just was up in Boston. I'm going down to Houston, and there's Bills fans everywhere. And it's like when you get in there, it's like family. I think I would tell you, as far as being a Bills fan and the value, it's just the camaraderie that I have with all of the people. It's taking from Buffalo what we had and bringing it elsewhere, and that's all over the country.
Now that I live in Fort Worth and Dallas, people don't understand. I feel like they don't have the loyalty that we have, because we are blue collar and we know what hard work is all about. And Dallas is kind of, it's kind of ritzy, and people, they like to go to the games to be seen at the games, is how I see it. But we go to the games because we really love football. We just really love our team, and I think other people love their team too, but we've been through a lot, as everybody knows, the 4 Super Bowls not winning, the miracle, the Nashville Music City miracle, all the bad stuff that's happened, everybody knows, but we're still loyal. We still love our team. I don't know that everybody would go through all that and still be like, oh yeah, I'm still a Bills fan. It's especially right now that our team and the GM and the coach have got people who I really believe are just good people down inside, and family people, and it's just a different atmosphere when you go to the Bills game.
I think the reason I've stayed so involved is because of the fans. I think the fan base is the reason that the team has, the fan base is the reason that I've remained so loyal. I mean, you look around, you can come in here, they're 4-1 right now, and you can come in here in 3 weeks and we could be 4-4, and you're still going to have the same crowd. And that's the one thing that's really unique, is that we've been terrible for 10, 15, 20 years, and the fan base has remained loyal, and hopefully we're rewarded for that at some point.
It'll be 2nd and 1. To get the 1, they've got to get it into the end zone. Carolina trying to stop them and win the game. Here's Manuel with a fade and wide open. Touchdown to Stevie Johnson.
After hearing all these stories of the devoted Bills fans, it is clear to see that everyone has a unique experience that has brought them together to be a fan of their team. Whether it's geographical, family-based, through friendships, or a special moment, there are many different types of factors that play into the development of one's passion for their team. No matter what your origin of fanship may be, it is clear to see that loyalty is an extremely valued trait when it comes to supporting the team. Loyalty through thick and thin is what bonds fans together and makes fanship seem like family.
It's like I said, the Bills are going to win a Super Bowl, and all these fans that have been there for decades, who have still this belief that we're going to kick the football. Someday we're going to kick it, and it's going to go through, and everyone's going to cry, and we're all going to hug each other like we're family.